Righto, so the job we're going to tackle today is we're going to replace the intake filter on the Pajero. That's the little filter that sits in the tank. Here's the tools you're going to need. Set of pliers to pull the hose clamps off. A socket, Phillips head, 10mm and an 8mm socket. If your socket's too tall, you can get at the 8mm with a spanner. And of course, because I'm working with diesel, I'm using my polyurethane gloves, not latex. Otherwise, they'll just disintegrate. So the first thing you're going to want to do, seat forward. What we have here is the access plate. So I'm going to remove that plate first. There's another one underneath that, and then we can get to the actual top of the fuel tank. Now, some people actually take the seat itself out just to make it a bit easier to get to. I don't think it's worth lugging that big thing out, so now you can see down that hole there. That's the next plate we've got to take out, and that'll give us access to the top of the fuel tank. That's the plate there that we've got to take out. Just remove the dust off the top there to make it a bit easier to see. Now, it's a little bit of a trick to get it out because it is a square peg in a round hole, and when you try to pull it out, you're going to be tempted just to try and flip it to 90 degrees, and that's not the case. It sort of comes out that way because that maximizes your diameter of the hole. Just going to come at it from this angle. It's easier for you to see. It's a bit of blue there. I'm just going to slide it that way. Easy as that. You can see a bit of daylight down there, which is a sure sign of success, kind of. You can see we've got our fuel pickup and return lines. Got a whole lot of dust and dirt and stuff, which you obviously don't want getting into your tank. And the other thing you don't want to do is just try to blow it all out into the inside of your car. The best thing to do is just get a cloth, remove it all, sweep it away, and then just dump some metho or terps over the top, just to just clean it all off. So I'm going to do that now. I won't show you that because it's boring. Cleaned all the muck away. The last thing we want to do is when we take that pickup off, that dirt gets into the tank. Now, first thing we're going to do now is we're going to take these hoses off, your pickup and your return, prior to taking all those nuts off there. You can see I've got my 6 nuts off. I've got my fuel hoses off. Now all that is left is to undo about 11 years of tension that has been holding down on that rubber seal. So I'm just going to gently pull from these pickup pipes here. Like so. I'll be able to pull that out. Now you can see here there's this pickup pipe. This pickup pipe here which sits on the end of that pickup that I just pulled out. This is the inside of my tank. That part there looks like a swirl pot, which is the bit of the tank. It's like a little jug that sits inside the tank that stops it sort of just keeps the flow of fuel steady for the fuel injection system, so it's not surging around. It's got a nice steady supply sitting in that, and that's like your reserve bit as well. When your tank runs low, like mine is right now, it's quite low. The fuel level in the tank, you can see that it's pretty clean in there, which is what we want to see. So here we've got our EverSeal. Keeps all the dirt out. That's our in-tank filter there. You can see all I've got to do, it's just a hose clamp and a screw away. Coming off. Just don't get them mixed up. Got our fresh new part here. There we go. It's now ready to go back in the tank. Just having a bit of a closer look at this filter. See that dirt up the top there? So it is doing its job. Righto, so now just got to get this pickup hose, put that on the bottom of this, like that. And then pop him back down. Into the hole. Like that. Just gonna run my hand underneath that seal, make sure it hasn't come loose. Then I put this back in place, and now just got to put the all the nuts back on the top and the fuel hoses back on. And we're just going to make sure that we've got this all nicely bled. See if she'll start. Job done.